4 come out sevens in a row. I had 7 out and then 3 come out 7. 4 sevens in a row. Never happens. It never happens, but it did today. Matter of fact, we had 4 sevens, 2 horns, and a 7 in that one sequence, right? That kind of stuff never happens until it does, right? And if you're on the don't pass and you're doing a martingale on the don't pass, I just beat your ass for probably 6 levels today. It happens. All right. Remember the guiding principles we have, right? Our goals, our strategy, our bankroll. Bankroll is going to be a big one today. Okay. Mindset and connecting all this stuff. Okay. This is going to be one of those days or another one of those episodes where we talk about, again, a way to play. Okay. I believe, okay. And here we are, session 14, talking about play styles. This is a negative progression session. Okay. All the ways you can play. Right? There's only really, I think, 3 core ways you can do it. And we talk about this all the time. You can start small and build your bets. You can start at a medium size and just be collecting all the time, like that ball we saw. You can start high, regress down, and then hammer from a position of strength. Okay. How you employ these strategies and maybe merge them together as part of your core attack plan, that's how you become dangerous, I think. Okay. Now, negative progressions are going to fall into the first category, start small and build. When we look at these things, I'm going to go to you from a craps perspective only, okay? From a craps tables perspective, starting small and building, right? And we can do, I guess you can do roulette too, right? If you start small, single unit bet, and you build when you win. Let's say you're betting, we can say red and black and roulette. Take a red bet for $3 or for 2 units. You win it, you win 2 units, you go up by 1. You win 3, you go up to 4. You win 4, you go up to 5. And you're always collecting and building up, right? That's start small, build your bets high as you win. We all think of it as this progressive way, right? Start small, build means I'm winning. I'm going to put casino money on what I'm building. I'm going to build up those profits. We're going to make some money, right? Negative progressions are the same thing, just from the opposite lens. You're starting small and you're building, but you're building following a loss, not following a win. And that's the difference between a negative progression, you're chasing a loss, versus a positive progression where you're hammering your wins. You're still starting small. You're still building up. The difference is when you're pressing and you're hammering wins, you're building up your base bet with profits. When you're chasing loss, you're building up your base bet from your rack. And that's a different piece of it. Bankroll is going to be a big deal here, right? When you're chasing loss, the way that this happens is this. You're looking for a scoped win. We'll talk about this in a minute. A scoped win, 1, 2, 3 units, whatever it is. You're either going to get it right away or you're going to grind it out. Okay, and I'll give you a bunch of examples here of how that looks. You're going to either win it right away, you're going to win that unit and go home, or you're going to be grinding out that recovering that loss and trying to grind out the one win. Okay, donks get you right. The whole point of chasing loss is that you're in a loss chase, you're in a negative progression because you got donked. The whole reason that you're doing a negative progression is because you know you're going to lose, right? So when you lose and you increase your bet size, that's the negative progression piece. You negatively go higher, right? Because you're coming from your rack. It's because you lost. That's the whole point of it, right? When I say the bankroll, again, you look at the ways you can lose, right? Time, what beats you, and how much money you have. When you're chasing a loss, too much bankroll is not enough bankroll. And I mean that with everything in my being. You cannot have enough money to do this because it's going to take you a fortune to withstand the potential badness, right? But if you got the bankroll, and you're looking to make a daily paycheck or you're looking to make regular profits, use it. Okay. This is gambler's fallacy on display. This is I'm betting a certain way because something's due to happen. Guaranteed at some point, this trend that we're on is going to reverse itself. This streak is going to end. I'm going to bet on the end of the streak. I'm hoping that it comes before I'm out of money. That's what you're doing. You're chasing loss. Okay. There are many systems that you can do, and I'll go to the table. I'll show you a few of these systems as we go. Matter of fact, let's just go there right now and look at a few ways. I'm going to give you like 4 or 5 ways as examples to play. Then we're going to talk about some pros and cons. Okay, let's go ahead and switch over. And I'm going to work the field here on the craps table. I'm not going to roll dice. I'm just going to show you what it looks like to do it. Let's do green chip bets. Okay, and let's do like $500 in the rack. Okay, we'll do a simple. Again, probably not enough money to make this happen, but we're going to go $500. I'm just going to give you an example of how fast the money can go, number one, but what the purpose of these plays are. Here we go. 500 bucks in the rack. Let's put it on the field. Okay. And let's do a martingale first. The martingale, the simplest martingale is this. You're going to double your bet that you lost. Okay. So you're going to, let's say we lose a bet. I'll put the losses over here. We lost one, come out with 2. Why 2? Because when you win 2, you go back to your rack, there's your initial bankroll, and there's a unit in profit. You were trying to win 1 unit. The whole point of martingale is to win 1 unit, whatever it is. You lose 1, cool. You go out with 2, you lose 2, go out with 3, or I'm sorry, you go out with 4 after you lose 2. You double your last bet, 2, 3, 4. Now you go out with 8, 4, 6, 8 bets. That's about as far as we can go, right? We can get a 4-step martingale here with 8 units. Okay, now what happens when you win? Again, you lose, you lose, you lose. We're bound to win, gambler's fallacy, right? When you win 8 units. What have you lost? You've lost 4, 6, 7 units. You get your money back plus 1 unit. All that money at risk to win 1 unit. That's the martingale, okay? Now, some people will martingale plus. They'll do a little bit of juice on the martingale. So for example, let's do it again. Let's go 25 bucks on the field. I'm going to take a green chip and make it look like reds. Okay. Let's say you lose the first one. You go out with 25 plus a red. Okay. You lose that 50 and another red. Just go one every time. Right? Or you can go 2 if you want to, but that's enough, right? If you win here, you're going to win 55 bucks, right? All your money comes back that you had lost, right? You lost the first one. You upped it up a little bit. Now when you come back to your rack, you've got your money back plus a couple extra bucks. You got your goal plus a couple of extra. That's the point of that, right? So you level up your each bet. So it's a double plus, double plus, double plus. When you win, all those pluses stack up to an extra unit. And that's the idea there. So that's a Marty. Tough game to play, right? If you look at how much you need to martingale with white chips, you're going to lose. Let's just look it out. You lose 1 unit, out with 2, out with 4, out with 4, out with 8 units. Then you're out with 16 units. My God, right? 15, 16 units, right? That's the 5th level. The 6th level goes to 32 units, right? 25, 32 units, right? If these are dollars, right, on a bubble craps or on a bubble roulette type machine, what are you out? 32 plus 16, 48, 50, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 63 units, right? If these are black chips, that's 6,300 bucks, and you can only lose 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times, and you're out of money, right? Martingales get really expensive, really quick, right? Have you ever lost 6 in a row? I have. That happens all the time, okay? But that's a Marty, okay? The other one that we see a lot of is what's called a D'Alembert system, okay? That's an up by 1. So you lose a quarter. You go up with 2 quarters. The first one is a full unit, right? It feels like you're martingaling, right? Let's say you lose that. Your next bet is 3 units. So just go up by 1 each time you lose. 1, 2, 3 in the loss, okay? Now you go up to 4. So your bankroll will last a little bit longer in this case. And here's the deal. The D'Alembert is up as you lose, down as you win. The martingale, when you win, you go all the way back to base. This one here, you got to work a little bit. When you win 4, we take that loss or that win out of our losses, right? You go down by a unit. So you can pull that back to your rack. Now you're down to 3 units. When the 3-unit bet wins, you're going to win 2 plus 1 down to 2. If you're watching your bankroll, you're actually up a unit, right? If you take that to the next stage, work it all the way back down to 0, you win 2, back down to your base. Now you've got 50 in profit plus a bet going, 3 units in profit. The D'Alembert, when it goes up and down, wins more than a unit as it comes back down. It has a better upside than the Martingale does, which only guarantees you 1 win. Makes your bankroll last a little bit longer because you're going up by single units, not by a full bet every time. Okay, that's that one. Another common one is called the Labouchere system. And the Labouchere system is one where you decide how many units you want to win. Let's say I want to win 5 units. I'm going to put the bets here. 1, 2, 3, 4. I want to win 5 units. You put 5 white chips somewhere. You can put 5 ticks in a box on a piece of paper, however you want to manage your bets, right? What you do here is you're going to bet 2 of these every time. You can pick the 2, okay? I'm going to say we're going to bet this one and this one. Great, 2 units. Awesome. If I happen to win, right, I take those 2 away. That goes to my rack. I take the next 2. We'll bet 2 again, because that's what I have up there, right? We win 2. Those 2 get crossed off my list. Right now I've got $100 in profit, okay? I bet I have 1 unit left, or 1 tick mark left. I bet 1 unit. I win the 1 unit. Back to my rack, and I've won 5 units. That's the whole point. The Labouchere says, I want to win 5. I bet this pattern. The up as you lose piece comes as you lose. So if you bet 1 unit, or 2 units rather, we take these N2, and we lose this bet. Well, now you got to put 2 more units out there. You can either say, now I'm 2 and 2 on the end, like that, I guess, or you can add them like this. You can keep making the ends bigger. You can put the 2 units you lost anywhere you want. You can spread them out like this. So I can go like 2 here and 1 here. Okay, we'll make that our next bet. We'll put 3 units out there. Okay, let's say we lose the 3 units. Oh, that sucks. Lose 3. Okay, well, they're back, and I got to add 3 more, right? 1, 2, 3. Now my things are all 6. I got to bet 2 units each time, or I can spread it out like so and keep betting 2 units at a time. But now I got to win 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times to make it happen. So Labouchere bait means as you lose, add units to your stack of things you have to bet. You can arrange these in any order you want to. I can go 5 and 1. I can put a 6 unit bet out there if I'm ballsy enough. 6 unit bet. And if I win the 6 unit bet, cool. That's all off the shelf, right? The Labouchere means, again, choose how much you want to win. And every time you bet some combination of 2 of what you have out here. Again, you can make them look like all singles, all doubles as you lose, or you can hammer the insides. However you want to do it, right? You can take these bets and keep extending it out or make them bigger. Make them bigger, you end up in a situation where you might have to put 6 units out there. So again, bankroll management is a key. And again, this one also works on the principle that eventually you're going to get out of the bad streak, right? All negative progressions work on the same premise. Eventually, it's going to work itself out if I have enough money, okay? But when you lose 4, 5, 6 times in a Labouchere, you go from 5 units as your goal, you might have 30 units out here, 30 wins you have to get to make it up. So time is not on your side. It's either you're going to spread it out and have to win a bunch more times, or you got to put a bunch more at risk to get your wins. However you want to stack those up in your rack. That's the Labouchere. It's a tough one. It seems like it's going to work every single time until it doesn't. That can get really expensive or really crush you in terms of time. Okay, so those are the 3 most common negative progressions, but there's more. There's a couple more that I have played. Let me go to the next screen here. One's a Fibonacci, which a lot of roulette people kind of think this is the panacea here. Fibonacci just basically says you're going to win. You're going to bet the sum of your last 2 bets, right? So let's say you lose 1. You go out again, you lose 2. Well, now you've lost 2. You bet 2. Okay, your last bet was 2. And the last bet before that was 1. So your next bet is 3. Right? So you're betting 3 here. You lose the 3. Your next bet is going to be 3 plus the 3 that you just lost is 6. You can always bet the sum of your last 2 bets and go backwards. Again, requires a ton of bankroll. There's a lot of websites that talk about Fibonacci on roulette. Again, it's if you get into a bad streak, that compounding nature, 1, 3, 5, those bets become so big so quick. It's tough to play, right? I like a 32 a little better. If I'm going to go negative, the 32 is my favorite way to play. I don't have enough chips here to do it. 32, I would need at 20. Let's go. I think I need 24, 28. I don't have enough greens to do it. I packed all my chips, so I don't have enough to do this. Actually, I can make it work. 32 is this. The 32 is basically a pattern. where you're going to bet, I'm going to tell you what, you're going to bet 1 unit 4 times, then 2 units twice, then 4 units twice, and then 8 units twice. I'll put them here. Okay, so it's 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 4, 4, 8, 8, 16, 24, 26, 28, 32. 32 units total risk. The 32 limits your exposure to 32 units. You know what you're going to lose if it goes south on you. The trick to this one here is always doubling or always parlaying your wins. I'm actually going to take these 4s and make them look like blacks just because I don't have enough greens. And these are actually 2 blacks each. Okay, there we go. So it's 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 4, 4, 8, 8. How does it look when you lose? Go out for 1, lose it. Go out for 1, lose it. Go out for 1. If you win it, you parlay the wins always. When the parlay win comes in, 1, 2, 3, and there's your unit in profit. Okay. If the parlay comes early in a series, you profit good, right? Until you lose 1, you lose 1, you lose another 1, you lose another 1. You come out here with a 4 or 2 unit bet. Let's say that 2 units wins. I'll pay it from the losses. 2 units wins. You parlay the win. You're going to win 4 units. So 1, 2, 3, 4 units. If we put all this back, 3, 4, it's a 2 unit net. So when you win a parlay on the first level, you're in good shape. You actually win an extra unit, which is kind of nice. The 32 works that way. It's just simply that sequence of bets as you lose. You know what you're going to lose. If it's black chips, $3,200, right? You're going to win a unit or 2 or 3 or 4 as you parlay. The trick here is you got to win 2 in a row. You can't just martingale it and you go, okay, I got my 1 win and I'm good. It's not like a Labouchere or a Labouchere where you're up and down, up and down, up and down. This one here, you got to get a parlay to win. If you don't get 2 in a row at some point, you're going to be screwed and lose the whole thing. But I like the fact that this one scopes your loss to a known number. You're going to lose at most 32. The Martingale, you could lose your entire house. You got to be careful about that. So again, that's a look at some of the more popular ones, right? The Fibonacci, the 31, the Labouchere, the Labouchere, and the Martingale. Those are some of the big negative chasing systems. And they've all got the same advantage to me, right? The advantage is you're quote unquote guaranteed to win. If you don't hit something bad, right? Big if, you're guaranteed to win because they're designed to, okay, I lost. Let's cover it. I lost. Let's cover it. I lost. Let's cover it. When the win happens, and the win will eventually happen. You're not going to get 75 losses in a row. Eventually, it's going to happen. Back to base or back to your level or whatever it is, you're going to be up. You're guaranteed to win that amount that you're going for. The 32 guarantees a win. The Labouchere guarantees a win of X units, right? The Martingale guarantees a win of 1 unit. There's no surprises. You'll be up. You'll be down. Ride the wave. Trust it out. Follow your plan and profit, right? It just works, we say, right? There's no surprise here. When you're negatively progressing your bets, it's a unit-based system. You know what's going to happen. Your wins and losses are typically scoped, right? I know I'm going to win in the Labouchere, for example, 3 units. I have a 3-unit Labouchere. That's my goal. I'm going to win 3. If it works, I'm going to win 3. Done. If I'm going to martingale it, I know I'm going to win 1. And if I maybe want to try it twice today, I'm going to win 2 units, right? You know what you're going to go. You also know what your cap is. I'm going to risk 32 units to win a couple. I'm going to risk 63 units for the Martingale to win whatever I'm going to win. But you know what you're going to win or lose. You kind of come into this thing knowing that. And your risk is controlled with your bankroll, which has to be big. Now, there are disadvantages, obviously, right? You're risking a lot of money for a very little bit. Martingale especially. You can go on $1 Martingale and get that bet up to $1,000 and win $1 when it's all done, right? It's a lot of risk for a very small reward, okay? Generally, the wins are going to be small. In a really bad series, you're fighting time, and you're fighting time really hard. Time will dominate you, okay? The one day that it catches you, right, you're gonna burn the whole thing. Bad things happen, right? We always say the thing that can never happen, it absolutely will happen. It will totally happen to you, right? Today, in my morning show, right, 4 come out 7s in a row. I had 7 out and then 3 come out 7s. 4 7s in a row. Never happens. It never happens, but it did today. Matter of fact, we had 4 sevens, 2 horns, and a 7 in that one sequence, right? That kind of stuff never happens until it does, right? And if you're on the don't pass and you're doing a martingale on the don't pass, I just beat your ass for probably 6 levels today. It happens, okay? The problem is when you're doing a negative progression and you're chasing that loss for the one goal, putting a lot of money out there for 1 or 2 units, you can't stop it, right? It's like the heroin of the gambling world, right? Once you're in it, you're in it. Once you've at level 5, you either got to say, you know what, I just took it in the shorts, I'm done, and take the loss, or you got to go, you know what, I'm in it. Just let's keep going, right? The bad thing is going to happen. The other disadvantage is that you're going to run into limits, right? Your bankroll is finite. You're not going to have unlimited bankroll for sure, right? Also, tables have maximum bets. Now it's worse on roulette, right? Craps, you can find craps tables that have $5,000, $10,000 maxes. You want to do a $5 martingale or a $10 martingale in the field, you can get to max, right? You can that's a 10 or 12 level Marty. You can get there. Roulette tables are a lot of times $500 maxes. My local casinos, my roulette table max here is 100. Our craps table max is 500. You're never gonna you can't do a negative progression when the levels are so low. The casinos have table maxes because of this, right? This would be the perfect system. You would be guaranteed to win if the casinos did not implement this idea of maximum bets. That's the facts of life, okay? Those are there to stop this guaranteed way to win. That's what they're for. Now, are you going to win most of the time? Probably, right? I say this, is this the solution? If you have the time to ride out that whole thing, if you have the money that can outlast that whole thing, if you're okay with grinding for hours to make a unit or two, if you're okay to lose big every once in a while, these things win at a pretty good clip, right? 75, 80% of the time, you're going to win on a negative progression. You win most of the time. But when you lose, it's everything. It isn't like you're going to go out there with $500 and take a 25% loss and go, well, it wasn't my day. You're going to go out there with $500 at a $10 table, lose the whole 500. It isn't like it's a small loss, right? These are catastrophic size losses, okay? If you mind your profit levels and you mind your goals and you go, oh, wait a minute. My rack has 350. I got 275 on the table. I'm actually at my goal. I'm on my way down in the system, but I hit my goal on the way down. Good, get out. You got to watch that. Waylon, who plays a lot of the Dale & Bear systems, will tell you all the time, make sure you're minding your bankroll because you might be at goal and not realize it because your bets are out there up and down kind of big. Be careful about that, okay? And again, you just got to know. You just got to know, right, what you've got at risk and be willing to accept the big loss. That's the big thing. Be willing to accept the catastrophic loss every so often. You can win 75 times $1,000 and lose 10 grand 25 times. You're going to be out of sorts, right? And that's what can happen to you, right? Or maybe you lose $5,000 25 times. You're going to be out of sorts, right? That's what happens, right? $75,000 in wins and 25 $5 losses, and you're upside down. You feel like, man, I'm winning all the time. But those catastrophic losses will eat you up. That's where you got to be careful. Yeah, these can work really well, but they're a grind. If you watch any of Waylon's Way Crafts, watch some of his videos. Waylon wins a lot, but I want you to, I challenge you, and I challenge him, and we always forget to do this, right? Watch a video of his where he does like one of the negative progression things, his ladder system. Watch how long it takes. Like he rolls fast, right? There are times on his show where the up and down as you lose thing is 60, 70 rolls for him to get his $500. Sometimes he does it right away. Sometimes it takes him from $5,000. It takes him 65 or 70 rolls to win the $500 because you're here. You got to catch the right run to make it happen. When it happens, it happens. So when I say this all the time, if you have the time and the money to withstand that, you can make this happen. Not my way of playing. I don't have that kind of bankroll. I don't like losing catastrophically. And I know good and damn well that the bad thing is going to happen. I've seen, and you all have too, 10 reds in a row. If you're betting red, you're loving life. If you're on a negative progression and you're betting black and you're going up as you lose on the blacks, guess what? You just burned your mortgage payment, right? These things happen. And once you're locked into it, you're kind of stuck, right? So remember, finite bankroll, maxes, all that stuff, all that stuff. And yeah, you will hit the perfect thing that can never happen. It absolutely will happen. Right now, you can say, you know what? I'm going to go Martingale five levels and be done. That's what Ken from Ken Knows Gambling used to do. I'm going to go 5 levels and stop. I'll take that much risk. I'll scope it. I'm not going to ever take the catastrophic loss. I'll take this known level of loss. Up to you. But for me, if I'm going to give you a recommendation, I'm going to say you only do this A, at the dollar level, or B, if you got massive amount of bankroll. Okay. Otherwise, you're going to get crushed. Be careful with it. Be careful with it. If you're going to choose one that has a limit to it, right? Go back in here, go to the 31 or the 32, go to the Fibonacci, not the Fibonacci, go to the Dale and Bear, where you can, or the Labouchere, where you can kind of scope your levels. You can kind of lock yourself into not having massive bets out there. The Labouchere, when you spread your bets out versus stacking them up and saying, instead of going 6 and 6, I'm going to go 1 and 1 6 times, you can control your bankroll to some degree. You're just going to optimize that one for time. Up to you how you do it. But anyway, that's my look at negative progressions. There's, again, lots of ways to do this, right? They can be winners in the right circumstance, but by and large, those catastrophic wins are going to be really tough to come by. So just be careful with it and pay attention to what's in your rack. All right, let's take a look here at some. Well, I hope you enjoyed that. Thanks for watching. Please feel free to leave us a comment here in the comment section for the video. But really, better still, join us on Discord. Go to casinogaming.tv and hit the community link in the menu there and join our Discord. That's where me, other YouTubers, and all of our subscribers hang out. We sit there and talk strategy and just BS kind of all day long. It's a great way to get connected and stay connected and kind of interact with the team, learn about meetups and get-togethers and all that kind of stuff. So with all that said, again, thanks for watching. I really appreciate your time. God bless you, and I will see you in the next one.